This is Chris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review, having another interview. I like to call them now conversations, but this one is with Travis Evee, 6'1" guard for the Rice Owls men's basketball team. Thank you very much, Travis, for joining me. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, man. And let's get right into it. For folks who don't know who Travis Evee is, tell us about you.
Yeah, I'm from Randolph, Massachusetts. I'm going into my junior year with the Rice Owls. I played in my first year on the team last year. Transferred in from VMI about that last year. We had a good year, and I was happy to be a part of the team. I went to high school in the area, in Massachusetts area, at BC High, and then I did a post-grad year at Vermont Academy. I enjoyed my experiences in high school and also at the prep level. Got to see my game develop a lot over those 4 or 5 years. Played with some great players during those times in high school. That's about where I'm from. Playing my AAU basketball for Metro Boston.
You were at VMI your freshman year, Southern Conference freshman of the year at VMI, but you decided to transfer from there to Rice. What was the reason for that decision?
Yeah, I just felt that I could get a better fit, both academically and socially at a different school. Of course, VMI is a military school, and coming out of high school, that was my only offer. So it was hard for me to pass up on that opportunity to, go play at divisional level, especially because, I just worked so hard for it, and I believed in myself. So, I wanted to just go out there and to make the most of that opportunity. And so my basketball experiences there were great. I just felt that I could get a better, just a better fit at a different school. And so, when I entered the portal, Coach Kerr was one of the first people to contact me. And, I just bought into everything that he was saying. Everything about the school, everything about the coaching staff and the team, I really liked. So, it was almost like an easy decision for me to go and join the Rice team. So,
when you entered the portal, did you have a destination school in mind, or you just really were waiting to hear from whichever school contacted you?
Yeah, no, I didn't have any set school in mind before I hit the portal. I just I went into the portal just hoping for the best situation to come out of it, whatever school that may be. And I'm lucky enough that Rice sent me an offer, and everything has worked out so far.
Had you known anything about Rice before they contacted you?
Not a whole lot, a little bit. I think I knew they were out in Texas, in Houston, that they had played in Conference USA. But outside of that, not a whole lot. But I know Conference USA is a competitive league, so so just knowing a little bit about that league, got to hear a little bit about Rice and some of the teams in the league.
Did any other schools besides Rice contact you once you were in the portal?
I had a couple other schools, local schools like Fairfield, Hartford. I had Elon in North Carolina. The Holy Cross also, that's up my way in Massachusetts. But yeah, that was probably I think my top 5 before I started really making a decision. Of course, with Rice in that top 5 too. But yeah, those were some of the other schools that had reached out.
Now, we're talking last year, April, May or so. So this is really COVID pandemic time. Did you have a chance to visit Rice before you decided to come to Rice, or you just did everything virtually?
Yeah, that was the crazy part about that whole process, transferring, that I actually wasn't able to go and visit any schools that had offered me or had reached out to recruit me. So a lot of my stuff was phone calls, Zoom calls, FaceTime. I mean, browsing the school pages for like pictures, videos. Got the coaches sending me videos and stuff like that. So everything was virtual. And then it wasn't. I didn't get out to Houston for the first time to see Rice until I think it was like late August when we had to be there for school. So it was about 2 months where like I was committed to the school and I hadn't been there. Hadn't even shook Coach Parrish' hand yet. So
wow.
Yeah.
So did you have a chance to talk to any of your, I guess, future teammates before you came to Houston in August?
Yeah. I mean, just on the phone. Had a couple of conversations. We texted, like separately in our group chat. But they all welcomed me with open arms. Pretty much told me that we were just going to get to work, and we had high expectations for the season, and we were going to try and achieve those goals. And I mean, I was just happy that they extended their hand and welcomed me the way they did, and that I was able to come in and contribute, help them out.
How did COVID impact working out for you? April to August. What did you do to stay in shape?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had to switch everything up. Really, I was working out like weights and stuff. I mean, from home, doing a lot of body weight stuff with the body weight stuff, and then some stuff with a little bit of weights that I have here. And then, I mean, I was getting out and going on some runs, doing some sprints just to keep my cardio in shape. And then I actually have a friend that's out here, luckily for me, that has a spot that has a gym with a court and a couple hoops in there. So he was able to open that up for me during, like, I guess when the pandemic was really high. So I was able to get in there actually, luckily, and keep getting my shots up, keep working on my game. So COVID affected me a little bit, but I was still able to, get in the gym, get my work in. But yeah.
Once you got to Houston, got to Rice, what was your initial reaction to the city? Was it hot, humid? When you first got to Houston, what did you think?
I mean, it's definitely way warmer out there than it is in Boston. I remember they had this past year, they had that ice storm. I think that's something in Boston we might have laughed at. But you would have thought the world's ending out there in Houston. But I mean, when I got there to Houston, it was really nice. I liked the city. I got to walk around the city a little bit, drive through the city. First couple of days that I got there. The campus at Rice is beautiful. Yeah, I fell in love with the campus right when I got there. I loved everything about it. It's a great size for me. Not too big, not too small. I mean, and the people there were really nice too. So no complaints.
Do you have a major?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in sports management with a concentration in sports law.
Okay, so what do you want to do after your basketball career?
Basketball's done. I think kind of looking at being a sports agent, maybe even having my own sports agency company one day. So, managing contracts, helping professional athletes get deals with, endorsements, teams, that type of stuff. And then, also maybe even looking into being a sports lawyer too. Helping out teams when they're in teams and players when they're in, certain situations, legal situations. So, I mean, all those classes right now at Rice have been going really well, and the sports management program at Rice is top notch too. So, I mean, that also kind of contributed into why I chose Rice.
Is there any agent, sports lawyer that you kind of look up to, or pattern yourself, or you want to be like after your basketball career is done?
I'd probably say, I think Clutch Agency. That's the one with like LeBron and Ben Simmons and some of those guys, Anthony Davis, and and the guy's name is Rick Paul, who started that up, one of LeBron's friends. But yeah, the things that he's doing off the court for those guys, I've been able to read a little bit about and kind of understand why he's doing these things. Kind of understand a little bit how that business is working for him and how he's been so successful. And then, I mean, other people like Scott Boras, another really successful sports agent.
Yeah, very, very powerful agent.
Yeah, really powerful, especially in the baseball industry. So, it's kind of looking at those guys who are at the top of the fields, just trying to strive to be somewhat someone like them, if not better.
Would you focus mainly just on basketball players or sports? You mentioned Scott Boras in baseball. He's more known, or just athletes in general.
I think if I'd like to expand to athletes in general, all sports. Obviously basketball is my number one sport, but football, baseball. I'm kind of expanding out to other branches. I'm a sports fanatic, so I watch a lot of sports outside of basketball, especially football. It's one of my big sports to watch. But yeah, I wouldn't limit myself to just basketball.
When was the first time you picked up a basketball?
I think I was about 2 or 3. My dad actually used to put one of those mini hoops in my crib, and he used to put a whole bunch of basketballs in the crib. So he played basketball in high school, so I kind of grew up, with basketballs all over the house. And then, by the time I was able to, pick my head up and hold my old head up, I was already holding the basketball. So I was definitely at a really young age.
How would you describe your game?
I think I would say versatile. I think my natural position is the point guard position, but my ability to shoot the ball, allows me to slide to the 2 guard at times in certain lineups. So I would say versatile in that way. I'm a competitor. So both offensively and defensively, I want to do everything I can to win, help my team win. And I like to play fast. I like to shoot the 3. So those are playing fast and shooting the 3 are 2 things that Coach P kind of hones in on for us in our offense. So it's been a good fit with my style of play, with also his style.
Okay, now let's talk about this past season. Well, first, how would you summarize the season overall as a team, and then we'll break it down your game?
Mm-hmm. So for the team this past season, I thought it went pretty well. Given all the circumstances that we had to go through, especially COVID. I know I missed a couple games due to COVID related things, and then we had a couple guys out with injuries too at certain spots during the season. But yeah, I thought the season actually went pretty good. Obviously next year we're coming in with more experience and a couple of new players, and we're gonna look to build on the success that we had last year. But for us to finish with the record that we did, a winning record, and it was a step further than what they had done in the previous year. That's always great to see us going in the right direction, see the program going in the right direction, and then also for us to go to the tournament and win those first 2 games before falling in the 3rd round. I thought that was pretty impressive too. Just setting new goals for the program, achieving new things in the program. So taking all that into consideration, I thought it was actually a pretty good year. But we're looking forward to building on that next year. Not satisfied.
And you were named Conference USA Newcomer of the Year for your performance. Was that a big thing for you? Was it a surprise to you? Are you glad you won the award? You're not big on awards. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm definitely glad I won the award and appreciative that I won the award. I mean, I couldn't have done like any of that without my teammates and my coaches. So as much as it's an individual award, I kind of like to give a lot of credit also to my teammates because in basketball is a team sport. So without them, I wouldn't be able to, have some of the achievements that I did in winning that award. But definitely to win that award was a good accomplishment for me. I mean, just knowing all the hard work that I put into my craft to get recognized with Newcomer Player of the Year in the conference was definitely a good feeling.
Travis, I think you made 8 threes in a game. Is that right? 7 or 8? Which is it?
I think it's 8.
8. I think Quincy Olivari, most he made is 7. Is that right?
I think so. I think you're right.
Okay, so then why does Quincy, can you explain to me why Quincy said he believes he's the better three-point shooter? He's the best one on the team?
I mean, I don't know. You have to ask him that. I think 8's more than 7, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go to Rice, but I know that 8's more than 7.
Nah, yeah. I mean, we're always competing. He's probably like my best friend on the team. Like you said in your interview, we're like yin and yang. He's like total opposite of me, but we get along so well. And I think one of the reasons why we get along so well is that we're both competitors. So, I mean, if you were to ask me who's the best shooter on the team, I'm going to say me. If you ask him, he's going to say him. And I mean, that's kind of like that mutual respect that we got between each other that we know. I mean, we both got confidence in ourselves that we're both elite shooters. But I mean, yeah, we're always competing, doing the shooting drills and having like one-on-one shooting competitions during practice and stuff like that. But it all makes us better, makes us both better. I think since me coming there, he's helped me elevate my game, and I think I've done the same for him too. So it's all good, fun competition.
Of course it is, but in those competitions, the shooting competitions, how many have you won? Who's won more? You or him?
Me. I won more.
Is it close? I mean, like if there was 100 times you won maybe 55 to 45, or is it like 80-20?
Oh no, it's close. It's definitely close. Like he ain't no slouch. I gotta hit shots in order to beat him, but yeah, it's close. But I'm giving myself the edge.
Now, hopefully, I get a chance to ask Coach P the answer to that question of the two. But what do you think he would say? Who was the better three-point shooter, you or Quincy? What do you think Coach P would say?
Coach P might say himself now. He might.
No. If I ask him to pick one of those two, you or Quincy, what do you think Coach Scarpera would say?
I think he's gonna go with me. I gotta say he's gonna go with me.
Okay. What do you think your teammates would say?
Man, I'm gonna stick with my answer, man. They gotta go with me. They know what's up.
Okay. Let's talk about your teammates. And one thing, I'm glad you touched on it. My interview with Quincy was good, and really appreciate him joining me, just like I appreciate you joining me as well. He touched on the bond that you and the teammates you guys have on the squad. Just add something to that. Is there, because he said you're introverted, you're kind of like quiet, so you're not a jokester. You're not like him and a few other teammates. You don't like to tell jokes and be funny like that.
Nah, I'm a jokester a little bit, but those guys are, they tell all the jokes on the team, so I let them have their fun and run the jokes in the locker room, because there's some funny guys in our locker room, that's for sure.
Give me a little brief summary of some of your teammates.
Yeah. So I know we talked a little bit about Quincy already. That's my guy, my backcourt mate. He's a great shooter, great player, another really good competitor, and I really liked the last year playing with him. I know we're gonna have even more fun, even more fun this year, playing together and winning a whole bunch of games. And then Chris, another like really good guy, really good defender. I mean, he's brought a lot of like leadership to our team. Um, he's a really valuable piece to our team. So I mean, another guy that I really like playing with. I mean, I like playing with all my teammates. And then what else we got? I got like Riley, guy from Australia. He's really cool, really funny. He's from Texas, so he's been able to introduce a little bit of Texas to us, especially to me, just being I think first or second time being out there. He's been able to introduce Texas to us. Max, I mean, the guy does it all. I feel like sometimes he doesn't even miss. But yeah, he does it all, man. He's a good finisher, rebounder. He's even really good passer too. So I mean, he's definitely probably the best big that I've played with so far. And then guys like Cam, who played big minutes for us as a freshman. I thought he was like really valuable to us, especially during the tournament. He was able to come in and contribute. You can see him get more and more comfortable each game. Both offensively and defensively. So then guys like Melagio, who we're looking to have back on the court full time. He was battling some injuries, but he's another one of those jokesters. He's a really funny guy. Got all the jokes, but he's a really good player too. So we're looking forward to having him back on the court. And I mean, other guys like Jake Payton from last year, he graduated. Ben Reed. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think I hit everyone, but yeah, it's all great guys. I've appreciated being on a team with them, and I mean, I'm looking forward to next year, improving on what we did last year.
Have you tell me about the coaches? Like I've seen during the games, I see a Coach Scott Perez on the sideline, so I know kind of idea of him and his personality, but I don't know much about the assistant coaches. Tell me something about them.
What, the assistants?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as intense as Coach P.
Who is?
I know, yeah, who is? That's a good question. Who is? I don't think anyone is. But like Coach Glasser, Coach Green, Coach Howell, they're all demanding the most out of us. They're pushing us in practice. They're pushing us in games. So I mean, even though it might not look like they're as intense as Coach P, they're demanding just as much from us. And I mean, it's just helping us get better. So I mean, from a player standpoint, I wouldn't want it any other way. They're gonna tell us what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. They're not gonna sugarcoat anything, because I mean, both of our goals is to win. And so however they can help us win, I'd expect them to do that, and they expect me to do whatever I can to help us win too. So
now this past season, the conference schedule was Friday. Was it Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday? It's back-to-back days.
Yeah.
Right. Had you done that before? Was that something like that in the Southern Conference at VMI?
No, I don't think I ever did back-to-back like that at the college level. Yeah, we didn't do that last year. So I assume that was just because of COVID. So you got to do those back-to-backs to limit travel. But that
was it difficult for you?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was like really difficult, but it was an adjustment, definitely. really had to focus on getting the rest right after like the Friday night game, getting proper nourishment, getting the right rest, waking up, having a good breakfast, stretching. We were doing that in the hotels, just to help that recovery for the guys that had played heavy minutes. Um, so I mean, like things like that. It was kind of an adjustment to your normal routine before and after a game. Maybe like how your body feels coming into the next game. But as the season gone along, I think we all kind of figured it out, how to manage these back to backs, get the proper rest and ice and all that.
Did having to play those back to backs in conference help a little bit? Because I think in the conference tournament, you guys played 3 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
So was that beneficial at all at that point? If you already done it, back to backs during a conference play, you kind of got used to having to play at least 2 in a row, and then you had a third game in a row.
Yeah, I think it was beneficial in that way. I mean, the only difference was we were just playing a different team on that second night. But just to play 2 games in back-to-back days, and then we played that third game in 3 days. Doing that during the season, I think, helped us out. We were able to realize, like I said earlier, how important it was for us to get that rest after the first game. Get hydrated and all that good stuff. So I think during the season, us playing those back-to-back games did help us prepare for the tournament.
What's your favorite sport?
Favorite sport is basketball.
You got a favorite team?
Celtics.
No, you're from the area, so okay. Well, then I got to ask you, man. What are your thoughts on their first round elimination to the Nets? Did it surprise you? They did best they could without Jaylen Brown. Just what are your thoughts on that?
I think what the surprise was how the season went. I don't think any Celtics fans expected us to. I think they were at the 7th seed going into the playoffs. That wasn't expected at all. We were expecting them to be at the top with like Philly, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee, somewhere up there. But they didn't play well during the season and put themselves at the 7th seed. So I mean, when you're going up against a juggernaut like Brooklyn, there's only so much you can do. I mean, they got three Hall of Famers in Harden, Durant, and Kyrie. I mean, they're scoring about 140 a game, something crazy like that. So I mean, it's hard to keep up, especially with players like Jaylen Brown was out, Robert Williams was out for us. But I mean, yeah, that Brooklyn team I think is my favorite to come out the East.
Okay, well, you answered one of my questions right there. Okay, hold that thought, 'cause I'm gonna come back to that because I don't agree with that. But okay, what are your thoughts on Danny Ainge retiring, resigning, whatever you want to say, and then Brad Stevens moving into that role?
Yeah, that was a surprise too. I had heard some rumblings about either Ainge leaving or Stevens leaving, but I don't think I heard anything about them both leaving their positions and then eventually Brad Stevens moving up to the front office. But I mean, I think it could be a good thing. I mean, Brad Stevens was in the locker room, so he knows what that team needs. And hopefully he can go out there and free agency or work some trades to bring in the assets that this team needs to build around Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Build around those two, and I think hopefully we're a couple pieces away from contending for a finals visit again.
Okay, I am. You are the general manager of the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Brad Stevens, it's you, Travis Evee. What do the Celtics need to get better, to get back to the championship level?
Yeah, I think we need a point guard Kemba was battling the knee injury. I mean, all the way up until the end of the year, he ended up missing those last two playoff games. So I mean, I think we need to look at getting us a point guard and maybe even another true big to play in the post, be a rim protector, and then I'd also like to see them bring in a kind of like a veteran player, someone with some experience, maybe like probably another guard. It could be a big too, just a veteran player, someone that has played in the playoffs, um, and just can kind of like be a veteran leader to this team. Because I think that's also something that this team needs. Someone that's gonna control the game in the playoffs, kind of like how Chris Paul has flipped the script for Phoenix. That veteran player, having him come in, and I mean now they're about to possibly eliminate the defending champs as I think 2 seeds. So yeah, so I think those three getting another point guard, another big, and then hopefully getting a veteran player in the locker room too.
Would the big veteran? Would you be okay with Al Horford coming back?
I think so. I'd be okay with Al Horford coming back. It depends on who we're giving up to get Al Horford, but I think having Al Horford come back would be huge. I thought he played really well when he was in a Celtics uniform. I mean, he was part of those teams. I believe that was in the conference finals. So yeah, to have him back, that would be good. I'd like that.
All right. You still have on your general manager hat.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to hire? Who would you hire as head coach of the Celtics?
Good question. I've been hearing, I think a former Hawks coach, Lloyd Pierce, his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He would probably be on my list. I mean, in a perfect world, I would hope to get Doc Rivers back on the sideline for the Celtics. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But yeah, I think so. I mean, Lloyd Pierce would be on my radar.
How about Jason Kidd?
Possibly. I'm not sure how he would fit. I mean, in Boston. But I mean that could be a route. I mean, I think either way, any coach that comes in, there's going to be plenty of talent on the roster, especially with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I mean, you got 2 All-Stars on your team, so I think whatever coach comes in should be able to, help these guys out in a not too difficult way.
Okay, how about Carol Lawson?
Yeah, I would be. That's another one that'd be on my radar. Yeah, I think she's a really good coach. She was out in San Antonio, I think, this past year, right?
She's at Duke now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
the Duke women's team. Yeah,
you are right.
Have you been coached by a woman before?
I don't think so, actually.
Would it bother you if a woman coached you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I would have no problem with that, as long as she's coming in trying to help us win just as much as I'm trying to help the team win. I mean, I got no problem with that.
All right, let's shift gears back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn and the Nets. It sounds like you got Brooklyn come out of the East.
Yeah.
What about the Bucks, man? Nets, Bucks.
It's
Giannis, KD, Drew Holiday, Kyrie.
It's a lot of points for the Bucks to keep up with. It's a lot of offensive firepower. I mean, I know Brooklyn might not be looking like they're playing a lot of defense right now, but I think they're just telling people we're going to score 140 points, try to keep up. And I don't know if Milwaukee can do that.
Okay. What if Milwaukee can hold them to 115?
If they can hold them to 115 a game, if they can hold them to 115 a game, they got a shot. I'll say that. They have a shot. I mean, assuming Drew Holiday and Giannis play well. I mean, I assume they will.
Chris Middleton also. You know, they got 3 stars too.
Yeah, they do. They do got 3 stars, but I mean, Brooklyn got 3 Hall of Fame stars on their team: a Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, and I mean, Kyrie's one of the best point guards to do it. So, I mean,
okay,
that's a tough team that they've built in Brooklyn, and I just don't see anyone in the East right now competing with them.
Okay, Hawks, Sixers.
I mean, I'm gonna assume Joel Embiid's gonna be back. If he's back, I'm taking the 76ers. If for some reason he's out,
what if he can't play all 7 games of the series? What if he plays 5?
I think if he plays 5, I think I'm still gonna go with the 76ers.
What if he plays 3?
If he plays 3 and Trae Young's playing the way he is right now, the Hawks might be in some business.
Okay, so if he only plays 3, would you give Philly those 3 games that he plays?
Yeah, not all 3. I'll give him 1 or 2.
Okay.
1 or 2.
So that's with Joel playing. So if Joel plays just 3 games out of the 7.
Oh no, I thought you said without Joel Embiid.
No, with Joel. Joel plays those 3 games.
Yeah, with Joel, they're taking all 3.
Okay.
Yeah, with Joel, they're taking all 3.
So without him, if Joel misses the other 4, you don't believe Philly can get one of those 4 without Joel?
I think they can. Ooh, yeah. I mean, that would mean it's going 7 though. So anything can happen in a game 7. If Trae Young catches on fire in a game 7, Philly could be in trouble now.
Okay. All right. Western Conference. Let's see. Is Utah the team to beat?
In the West? No. I think Phoenix is that team to beat right now.
Really? Okay.
Especially if they knock off the Lakers tonight.
Right. It doesn't look like the Lakers AD is going to be healthy enough. Lakers just aren't healthy enough. So you think Phoenix is the team? Okay. What about the winner of the Blazers Nuggets series?
I like watching Dame play, so I hope the Blazers pull that series out. His 55-point performance a couple nights ago was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen.
But they still lost.
Yeah, they did still lose, which is kind of scary, kind of unfortunate. Jokic was playing unbelievable too, but I think the Blazers are going to win Game 6. I think it's back in Portland, and then I think they go back out to Denver and catch that Game 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm still taking Blazers in 7.
Okay. Clippers, Mavs. Are the Clippers done? Are they going to continue the road team wins every game this series?
I'm gonna go with the Mavs. They're gonna close it. They're gonna close them out in 6. Back at home. Yeah, Clippers haven't looked good this series at all. I think they might have had like 1 or 2 games where I think they actually looked like the Clippers that we expected them to be. But yeah, I think the Mavericks are going to close them out. Luka had a really good game last game, so he probably hopefully he'll carry that on to Game 6, and they'll close it out.
So that would set up Utah Mavs in the semifinals.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take Utah in that series.
Yeah, I don't believe the Mavs could defend Utah at all in that series.
Yeah, I'm taking Utah in that one.
Okay, so you got Blazers over the Nuggets in 7.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Suns eliminating the Lakers. So that means the Suns versus the Blazers in the semis. Who you got?
Suns over Blazers.
Okay, so that will set up the top 2 teams in the West in the conference finals, Utah, Phoenix. Who you got?
I'm going to take Phoenix.
Oh.
Yep. Phoenix going to get back to the finals or get into the finals again.
So then you would have Phoenix and Brooklyn.
Yeah. Phoenix and Brooklyn. And I think I got Brooklyn.
Okay. All right, Travis Evee, going to close it out, man. Is there anything you want to mention, touch on that we haven't talked about? Can you hear me now? I lost you there.
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Is there anything you want to touch on, talk about that we haven't discussed so far?
And I think we touched on everything. I'm sure you're looking forward to this upcoming season. Yeah, it's getting the team back together. I think I'm going down to Houston this weekend. We're starting workouts next week. Seeing everyone back in the gym again together. And I mean, I think when we left school, we all told each other, I think our goal was to win the tournament. And so when we go back, we're going to hit the ground running, and I mean, that's going to continue to be the goal. We're going to work towards that goal this summer.
Appreciate it, man. Travis Evee, Rice House guard. Thank you very much for your time. And I hope to get a chance to ask Coach Scott Pera, who was a better three-point shooter, you or Quincy, at some point this summer.
All right.
Thank you, Travis, man. You take care.
All right, take care. Thank you.